Hello again and welcome to F1 Forecast. I'm Luke. Today on the agenda we have some kind of interesting stuff going on here. First things first, we'll kind of just try to get straight to it. Okay. Valtteri Bottas was confirmed at Mercedes, a replacement for the exiting champion Nico Rosberg. We all knew this was going to happen. Mercedes kind of usually makes smart conservative choices. You don't ever see them making big risks. That's more of a Red Bull thing. They even were catching some flack from some of the Red Bull guys for taking such a simple choice, but I would have done the same thing. Valtteri is a known commodity. He is quick. He is extremely consistent. I think that would be, if I had to pick one, that would be his selling point. Since he got in I believe 2011 or 2012, he's been completely consistent. He doesn't make mistakes, and when he does make a mistake, he doesn't repeat it. So that's a huge hallmark of a consistent driver. And as far as I know, I don't think he's ever been outscored by an opponent on his team, I should say. Pretty simple choice. I think pretty much every race he's going to be second or third to Lewis Hamilton. He'll always be a tenth behind. That's just how it's going to be. But I could be totally surprised. He could have never truly shown his true colors till now. He's never really had really good equipment to prove himself. So he could totally prove me wrong. He could get in the dominant car this upcoming year, and be really close to Lewis. He could even beat Lewis. Who knows? But the good thing is we know he's going to be consistent. So that's Valtteri Bottas. Now, where does that leave Williams? Well, they brought Felipe Massa out of retirement. He will be replacing Valtteri Bottas' spot. And then the young Lance Stroll, son of the Canadian billionaire, will come in and basically take over the seat. So it'll be an old salty dog teaching a noob new tricks and trying to get him acclimated to Formula One. So I think he's got, if not the best, one of the best old guys left in the sport, or I should say experienced. Sorry. So I think he'll learn pretty quick, and he's got so many test hours now. I was reading an article that was basically saying that besides Lewis Hamilton, Lance Stroll has more hours than pretty much anyone in history in terms of coming in as a rookie. His father has personally paid for him to have the use of 2014 Mercedes Williams car. So that was the first year of the 1.6 liter V6 formula. So when they went away from the V8s. So basically what I'm trying to say is he's been using an old car that's very similar to kind of get acclimated. So I think he'll be okay. I don't think he's going to come in as a rookie and blow anyone away. I don't think he's going to be bad either. I think he'll just be another F1 driver, kind of filler, so pay driver. With that, though, I think that there's going to be a lot of unspoken money that's going to be put into the team. I think Williams might surprise people, if not at the beginning of the year, maybe mid through to the end of the year with development. I'm sure that Mr. Stroll will want his son to, succeed, so he will pump some money in there. Maybe even bring Williams back into, the top 3, top 4. Who knows? That's hearsay. Moving on to kind of, the whole transition here into Liberty Media control. So today it was confirmed that Liberty Media now took the reins from Bernie Ecclestone. They now have controlling shares in Formula One as a company, which pretty much means that they get to make all the important decisions. So that's a pretty big one. Bernie, judging off from his character, probably left kicking and screaming. They kind of gave him a quasi leadership role. I'm sure it's more of just a show of good faith, but I think he's some kind of a consultancy role. But Bernie did a lot in his time in F1. I think he was in control for like 40 years or something like that. And there was some ups and downs, and he did a pretty good job, I would say, though, just like any type of position of power or any type of position of office or, anything like that, there should be a term limit. Whenever somebody's in control for a long time, subconsciously, it just makes for personal and close decision making, not necessarily unbiased decision making, and thinking of what's best for the company. In other words, there's always a conflict of interests. So, that being said, I think he had more of a positive overall, I should say he left F1 in more of a positive state than he did a negative state. I think that they hit the nail on the head during the early 2000s. That was probably my favorite formula. That's when cars were pretty much fighting each other all the way back into like third, fourth place. We're pretty close for the title. Plus, not only that, the cars were just insanely fast. They sounded mean. They looked mean. It was fun to watch. I even remember there was this thing where you would watch and you could actually pick what driver you wanted to watch. There was some kind of you pay extra for like a cable package, and you were actually able to pick what what view, what car. It was pretty sweet. Don't remember what that was called or what provider that was, but that was pretty sweet. Which is a good segue to bring us into what will Liberty Media bring to F1. So first of all, Liberty Media, they have stakes in many things, but they're famous for kind of doing making things popular like ESPN. I know they have ties in the UFC, I believe, or did. And so looking at kind of brands like that, like let's say ESPN for an example, where they do kind of an exclusivity of the sport. It's not an open sport anymore. It's you need to pay for the ESPN this package, or if you want to watch this sport, you need to pay for this package. And I don't know if that's necessarily a positive thing for the sport. F1's always been an exclusive sport. I mean, an F1 car's, $7 million or something like that. So that gives you a single car, but mind you, not the team or anything like that. A single car is around $7 million. That's old numbers too. So I don't know what they are now, but that was as of like 2014 or something, like 2013, 2014. So that kind of shows you how expensive it is. You always see celebrities there. You always see high-end, Rolex as sponsors, things like that. You don't see, no offense to the company or anything like that, but you don't see a Kraft Foods on the side of a F1 or McDonald's. You don't see normal what you'd call everyday brands that you'd see sponsoring them. So, with that being said, I think that if they go with that kind of a route, it's just going to be negative for F1. You might see even money increases in F1 because of sponsorship deals, things like that. Therefore, they are technically going to, accomplish their goal of making more money for F1. But is that what we really want as fans? I don't think so. I think if they made it easier for people to stream it, legally speaking, because I'm sorry guys, it's going to get done anyway. People are going to find ways to watch it, whether legal or not, or in a totally different language. The hardcore fans out there will find a way. So why don't you just make it easier? We want to watch the races. We want to, keep up with it. We want to be on social media. But if you make it hard on us, what's the point? What audience are you trying to get to? So I guess that's what I kind of have to say about that. I think that it needs to be cheaper. It needs to be accessible. It needs to be marketed. There needs to be crossover promotion. I don't see any of that happening. But then again, they literally just confirmed today. So who knows? Things could change quickly. Could be a big positive thing. Hey guys out there, if you're listening, I would like to see what you guys have to say in terms of what are your opinions on the matter. Do you think F1 should be exclusive? Do you think it should be more of a public sport? I want to hear feedback from you guys. I want to know what you guys think. Definitely like the video, subscribe. That definitely helps me out. I want to get this channel known. I want it to get out there. But in order to do that, I need subscriptions. So take care and have a good one.